Hello and good afternoon. I'm Don Brennan in for Scott Dennis today. Thank you for joining us after that Trump press conference. And now Elizabeth Hur is going to take a closer look and give us a recap of everything that happened at that press conference.
And I think it's a disgrace. I think it's an absolute disgrace.
Donald Trump's first formal news conference since July comes the day after unverified reports allege that the Russians have compromising personal and financial information about the president-elect.
A thing like that should have never been written, it should never been had, and it should certainly never have been released.
Trump calling the reports fake news, hours before facing reporters denying those claims in a series of tweets, writing, "I have nothing to do with Russia, no deals, no loans, no nothing." As for the allegations, they're supposedly from anonymous sources inside the Kremlin, talking to a former British spy. The claims contained in a dossier the Democratic operatives gave to the FBI in August, then later to news organizations, including ABC News. Among the claims that Trump's lawyer Michael Cohen was part of an ongoing secret liaison relationship between the New York Tycoons campaign and the Russian leadership and met with them in Prague in August 2016. Cohen denied the allegations, telling ABC News, "I've never been to Prague in my life." Other allegations also revolve around Trump's travel to Moscow for a Miss Universe contest in 2013 and whether the Russians filmed him with prostitutes to be able to blackmail him if they so wished.
I don't even think this is fake news. I think it's just fake. It's unsubstantiated, uncorroborated. This is a report from the internet. This is not a report from the intelligence community. These 35 pages rife with misspellings, completely unverified.
Russia is also weighing in, calling the reports they have incriminating information nonsense and that the reports should be viewed with humor. But some Democrats are not laughing now, calling for a full investigation. Outside Trump Tower, I'm Elizabeth Hur, ABC News.
All right, back here at home, a search for a dog turned fatal at the home of a Manatee County man. Now, 83-year-old Eugene Matthews faces second-degree murder charges for a deadly shooting in Parrish. It happened last night, as deputies say, around 7 o'clock. 64-year-old Rebecca Rawson, her daughter and her brother-in-law, went to Matthews' house on Pritchard Road in search of their dog. Rawson's daughter and brother-in-law knocked on Matthews' door, and that's when he opened the door and came out firing. He had a handgun, and Rawson, who had stayed back in the car, was struck by a bullet. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. No other injuries were reported. It's not clear why Matthews started firing in the first place, but the investigation is continuing. Developing right now in Bradenton, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is investigating the discovery of a body. Deputies are treating the case as a homicide. The body was found about 6 o'clock this morning at the intersection of 58th Avenue and 21st Street East in Bradenton. At the time, the person has not been identified, but they do say the body has trauma and is a male. We'll have more information on the story as it develops. And walking around the Suncoast, well, that can be pretty risky. A report by the group Smart Growth America ranks the Sarasota-Bradenton Northport area as the 10th most dangerous area for walking. The ranking is based on the number of people who walk to work and the most recent data on pedestrian deaths. Between 2005 and last year, there have been over 180 pedestrian deaths in the area. Most of them have been reported along 41 in Bradenton. The number one area, Cape Coral and Fort Myers. And a new report from the Florida Department of Education says Manatee County School District is not up to par with the rest of the state when it comes to evaluating its teachers. But the district disagrees. ABC7's Jacqueline Matter joins us now with the details.
Yes, Don, according to that report from the Florida DOE, Manatee County schools are among the worst in the state when it comes to evaluating their teachers. According to the report, Manatee is among 11 districts in Florida with 25% or more of its teachers not receiving an annual evaluation in the 2015-2016 school year. The state also reported that only 7 districts are worse than Manatee at completing those evaluations. Teacher evaluations are vital when it comes to pay raises and state bonuses for employees, and they're also looked at as a good resource when it comes to teachers developing their skills and honing in on their craft. The DOE says they reached out to Manatee County Schools back in December because the district had not reported 30% of their evaluations. But local school officials say the data in the report is not correct, mostly due to a miscommunication between the two agencies.
what we're doing in Manatee County is not truly depicted in that initial report from the State Department of Florida. And so the gracious thing is they've given us an opportunity to remedy that and to fix that, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Says they are missing numbers on 1,000 teachers, while Manatee Schools says that number is actually only 77, and that the report included several employees who are not instructors or teachers at all. Now, this is also not the first time the district has been under fire. In the previous school year, more than 35% of Manatee teachers did not receive evaluations yet again. And when I asked why that data seemed to be a trend, Sachs tells me it's mostly due to that large gap of miscommunication. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Joining me now, a wonderful teacher, John Scalzi, who really, when you go out and teach the kids, I've seen some of the performances, not performances, but some of the things you've put on, and really have a way of getting it across to the kids.
We have fun, but I don't do it day after day after day like our teachers
and
do.
I appreciate
and I appreciate what you're saying, but
yes.
oh my gosh, I can only tip my hat to teachers. You remember one of your favorite teachers?
Not Sister Aquinas. W. Dennis White,
yeah,
my history teacher.
Forever impacts on people, you know, those teachers. Absolutely amazing. We have some wonderful weather across the region right now. I loved my meteorology teacher. First year in college was absolutely fantastic. Taught us about these high pressure ridges and how they provide us with beautiful sunny skies. And that's exactly what we've got right now. A few fair weather clouds moving past, but no rain in the forecast. The clouds caused by that general easterly wind visible on satellite here coming in from the Atlantic, but not containing rainfall. Local temperatures already in the low 70s. That's about where we were yesterday. We're definitely going to be warmer than that today. Probably some upper 70s in inland areas. I'll go with about 77 degrees for a daytime high, somewhere in there. Looking for a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Complete forecast coming up in a few, Don.
Thank you, John. Now we're learning more about the man suspected of killing an Orlando police sergeant. Investigators say 41-year-old Markeith Lloyd has a criminal record dating back 20 years. He is also suspected of killing his pregnant girlfriend back in December. 2 weeks before her death, he posted on Facebook that he wanted to be on America's Most Wanted list. Lloyd has been on the run since Monday, when officers say he killed Master Sergeant Deborah Clayton, who is a mother of two. In the search that followed, Deputy Norman Lewis, Big Norm, a Port Charlotte High grad, died in a motorcycle crash. A $100,000 reward is being offered for any information leading to his arrest. And Governor Rick Scott is renewing his push to eliminate sales tax being charged on college textbooks. The governor is asking state legislators to enact proposals aimed at helping students graduate from college within 4 years. Scott has been firm about blocking tuition hikes at the state's public universities, but says he'll also want to freeze other fees charged to students and cap tuition charged at Florida's 28 state colleges. Lawmakers will consider the proposals during their session in March. And a few folks in Englewood woke up Tuesday morning to find a baby manatee in their creek. The 2-year-old female manatee was found yesterday morning at the Brook to Bay Mobile Home Park. Somehow she had gotten herself stuck in a muddy creek bed, which had been low in recent days. Florida Fish and Wildlife was called out to remove the manatee. The Mote Marine also came out to douse the animal with some water, which helps them breathe. The baby's condition is poor, but she is not in bad shape. She was taken to Lowry Park Zoo in Tampa, where she'll be nursed back to health. Time now to head over to the kitchen and see what treat ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher has in store for us today. Judy?
It's the perfect time to start eating healthy and clean. So I have a recipe for a Swiss chard salad. It's slightly warm. It's going to be delicious because we're bringing in some red onions and just a pop of heat with crushed red pepper. So today we're going to start out with a few saute pans, some delicious ingredients, and bring it up a notch with something that's even better for you than yellow raisins, and I'll show you in just a few minutes. So stay with me throughout the hour as I bring you a sauteed Swiss chard salad with some delicious fruits and vegetables and a little bit of crunch. I'll be back in just a few minutes to get started.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC 7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast news on the go. Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Ford Florida Homes.
By Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Thinking about having surgery can be a scary thing. And it takes somebody who's in severe pain, bring them in, take good care of them, and then get them out and back to their life is huge. We focus on minimally invasive approaches when possible, and oftentimes people can be back up on their feet in a day or two with a whole lot less pain than before surgery. We fix people's lives. We do.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com. Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s. Don't miss the Luxury by the Bay event, Saturday, January 21st from noon till 4 p.m. at Harbor Isle. Water ski show, luxury cars, wine tasting, model home tours, and more.
Beautiful, beautiful afternoon. 73 degrees in Parrish, 73 in Bradenton, 73 Mayaca and Northport, 74 Sarasota, but 72 in Lakewood Ranch. Venice at 72 as well, so is Inglewood at 71 and Longboat Key at 70. Punta Gorda comes in at 74 degrees as well as Sarasota. An easterly wind flow to southeasterly wind flow taking clouds from the other coast as the long fetch of air over Atlantic waters picks up the moisture and brings it back into this direction. That'll be the case for the next several days, it looks like, with high pressure to our north. We have to get our winds out of the east or southeast over the course of the afternoon. Now, I don't think that high pressure ridge is going anywhere. So as we head into the weekend, I think we'll consistently see those east-southeast winds, and temperatures will continue to rise. And it won't be long before we're very close to the 80-degree mark with dew points in the 60s, making it feel very warm again, I think, by afternoons, especially in inland areas. Frontal boundary to the north producing rain showers and freezing rain anywhere from Cincinnati down through parts of the Arklatex. That low pressure area lifts off to the north and to the east. Then a series of low pressure areas come out of the west. The first one producing heavy snow showers in the Rockies, Denver area and around the Denver area. Could pick up another foot of snow easily, if not more. And then another low coming in from the Pacific waters promises California more rain showers. Just what they don't need to see, but it is going to happen. The thing is, the high pressure ridge sitting over Florida keeps those lows to our north. Doesn't allow them to bring a cold front through our area, so we stay on the warm side right into the extended range. Warm today, then warmer even than yesterday actually, and only some few fair weather clouds. Rising humidity, as we've seen, will continue for the next day or two and take us into the weekend. The effect of the easterly wind can be seen on the computer models with this kind of flow coming in and bringing a few clouds along with it. Possibility of an isolated shower or two, particularly in inland areas, but the trend will be for those to kind of die out as they make it closer to the coastline, so I don't see much of a chance of rainfall near the coast. As I mentioned, big snowfall totals close to Denver, and that will be the case through the next 48 hours. Meanwhile, deep south remains warm and toasty as the flow is pretty much west to east with not much southward motion of that cold air. Northeast winds picking up this evening and into the overnight, but still bringing us a light chop and near 80 degrees by the time we get to probably as early as tomorrow, certainly by Friday and into the weekend. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, John. In health news, new findings are questioning how breast cancer is detected in women. Researchers in a Danish study found that 1 in 3 women with breast cancer detected by a mammogram is treated unnecessarily. That's because screening tests found tumors that are so slow growing that they're essentially harmless. The new study raises debate about the value of early detection. It also raises the uncomfortable possibility that some women who believe their lives were saved by mammograms were actually harmed by cancer screenings that led to surgery and chemotherapy that they didn't need. And speaking of cancer, that insidious disease, Martin Madden, a Suncoast staple, recently had gamma knife treatments in Houston, and since he has given his time and efforts to fundraisers like Honor Flight earlier this year, among others, and has been working in hospitality on the Suncoast and most recently at the West End, his friends and patrons want to give back to him and his family in order to offset the cost of these cancer treatments. So they're holding a fundraiser, and all the money goes towards Martin's treatment for melanoma. Sunday, January 22nd, from 1 to 6 in the afternoon and evening in the White Buffalo Saloon in Sarasota. There will be food, drinks, a silent auction, great gift packages, and raffles. Marty Goodrick always getting great auction and raffle items. It's very altruistic in that way, and great, everybody willing to give, especially for Martin Madden. So if you want to get involved, contact Christina Smith at 941-321-2140. That's January 22nd. More and more kids are consuming sweeteners. According to a new study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Diabetics, consumption of low-calorie sweeteners has jumped 200% among children. The low-calorie or artificial sweeteners have little to no calories when consumed. They can be found in products such as diet sodas and powdered drinks. Although low-calorie sweeteners are believed to be safe in terms of toxicology, experts say it's still unclear how sweeteners may influence appetite, weight management, and risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes. Now in sports news, 18 women. It's getting bigger and bigger. The scope is women and girls accusing a former USA gymnastics doctor of sexual assault. 5 lawsuits have been filed against Michigan doctor Larry Nassar. He's being accused of sexually abusing gymnasts at his clinic at Michigan State University. According to the lawsuit, the abuse goes back to the late 1990s. Most of the girls were teenagers at the time of the alleged assaults, and some were as young as 9. The 53-year-old denies these allegations. He's already facing state and federal criminal charges, including sexual assault with a person under 13 and possession of child pornography. Nassar is in jail without bond. And speaking of gymnastics, a pair of Olympic champion gymnasts are the newest faces for a national magazine. Simone Biles and Aly Raisman posed for the latest issue of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, but it's nothing too raunchy. One promo photo shows 19-year-old Biles doing a handstand. 22-year-old Raisman, who has been an advocate for promoting a positive and healthy body image, is seen posing on a stone bench. And Biles captured the Olympic all-around title as well as gold medals for the Olympic team. Raisman has won 6 medals, including a silver on floor exercise behind Biles in Rio. And now let's get back to the kitchen with Chef Judy and see what she's talking about today.
Okay, let's get started. In a large saute pan, I have a tablespoon of vegetable oil or canola oil. Now you want to wash your greens really well because they do tend to hold in some sand or dirt in the root. So what I do is I soak them first, then I rinse them off. Then once you pat them dry, I'm just going to take that very last part of the stem where the root is and cut that off. And then we're just going to basically just slice this because this is going to start the saute process for what we're going to do. Of course, saving the greens to go in this dish as well. So when we're talking a lot of antioxidants, a lot of good vegetables, and a lot of good flavor. Let's add that to the pan there. And once I hear that sizzle, then I know I can lower the pan just slightly, so about a medium temperature. And we're going to add some thinly sliced red onion, and we're going to let this saute down a bit, okay? Season it with salt and pepper. Now remember, in the end, we're going to add the Pecorino Romano. That has salt to it and that cheese, so I don't want you to add more than probably just a pinch or two of sea salt or kosher salt. When you start to cook this down, you're going to see everything just starts to turn translucent. We're going to go a few minutes past that. So give it about 6 to 7 minutes. And over here you can see I've already sauteed some. This step you could even do far ahead of time and let it sit at room temperature. So once it's really cooked down, you see those great flavors, what I want you to do is I want you to add some either slivered or chopped fine garlic. Fresh garlic, always important with these vegetables. Bring up the flavors. And again, so this pan, I brought up the heat, this pan I lowered the heat. Now this is a really fun step. If you're using golden raisins, or what I found, these are golden berries, they're Andean superfruits. So they're going to give you so much more nutrition. They're high in fiber, potassium, and vitamin A. You're going to soak them in a bowl of hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. That reconstitutes the fruit. These are not nearly as sweet as a raisin, which means there's a lot less sugar. So this is really important for somebody that's on a diabetic or an epileptic diet. So let's go ahead and add those delicious golden berries and give it a saute around. Yeah, this is coming along really well. Whoops. Let's get that on your back. Now in a separate pan, I already toasted some pine nuts. So you just want to either put them in the oven, or for me, I didn't feel like turning the oven on. So it's just a quick saute pan, and then you can use the same saute pan for what we're doing over here. So what we want to do now is we want to re-season with a little salt and pepper. And then we're going to add some lemon juice, and that's going to give us the acid. And when we come back, let's add the greens, toss it around, season it up some more, and get ready for a great dish served.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
We're back with Workout Wednesdays, and it's not too late to make your resolution a reality. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, Pure Barre is here to give us a tough total body workout that will look like we are barely moving. Meteorologist John Scalzi stops by. You won't believe what he can do with his hands in our new Hidden Talents feature, plus local craft beer and the new Origins Pizza in the kitchen.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help.
And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Your home is the largest investment you have. So when you're looking for furniture, window treatments, and accessories from America's top brands like Henredon, American Leather, and Hunter Douglas, the only place you need to go is Bacon's. Quality, service, price. Bacon's Furniture and Design, Sarasota.
Get the new year off to a great start with safety and peace of mind. Subaru was named the 2016 Best Overall Brand, Most Trusted, and Best Performance Brand by Kelley Blue Book. And ALG named Subaru its top mainstream brand for residual value for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Don Brennan in for Scott Dennis today. And another big day in the presidential transition, the Senate hearing begins for one President-elect Donald Trump's more controversial cabinet picks, Rex Tillerson as Secretary of State. In an unprecedented move, a Democratic senator is testifying against Trump's pick for Attorney General. ABC's Lana Zak has more from Capitol Hill.
Mr. Tillerson, I'm sure you can understand why I and many of my colleagues have deep concerns about your relationship with Mr. Putin. And this is not simply a question of what you saw when you gazed into his eyes.
Former ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson knows Russia well, but it's that experience that has some lawmakers concerned about the role he'll play in the Trump administration if confirmed as Secretary of State.
We, the United States, were victims of cyber attack of our democratic process. It cannot be business as usual.
Is Vladimir Putin a war criminal?
I would not use that term.
Tillerson acknowledged alarm at Russia's resurgence, but said he believed he could be instrumental in future U.S.-Russian relations.
We must also be clear-eyed about our relationship with Russia. Russia today poses a danger, but it is not unpredictable in advancing its own interest.
Meanwhile, the protest-laden hearing of Senator Jeff Sessions, President-elect Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, continues into day 2, but this time without the senator. Yesterday, Sessions' testimony was interrupted by numerous protesters and the previous allegations of racism that cost him a federal judgeship in the 80s.
And there was an organized effort to caricature me as something that wasn't true. And it was very painful. It wasn't accurate then, and it's not accurate now.
And today, civil rights icon Congressman John Lewis and fellow Senator Cory Booker will both testify against Sessions' appointment. Lana Zak, ABC News, the Capitol.
Now caught on camera here in Florida, former U.S. Senator Al D'Amato being escorted off a JetBlue plane protesting a 7-hour delay. Take a look.
Stand up for what's right and walk out with me. We can still speak in this country.
Authorities say the former U.S. Senator was forced off a plane after yelling at the captain and trying to stage a walkout. The incident happened Monday night at Fort Lauderdale International Airport, and it all started when the JetBlue crew asked people who paid for extra legroom to switch seats because of weight and balance issues. Witnesses say several passengers were already cranky, but none as much as the 79-year-old Republican who started chanting, "Make them move. Make them move." At one point, he marches to the cockpit and yells that the pilot is a poor excuse for a leader. D'Amato was eventually removed. JetBlue has apologized for the situation. Also caught on camera back here in Florida, dash cam video captures a truck driver on his cell phone moments before his semi falls off the interstate. The incident happened in Tampa yesterday, and according to Florida Highway Patrol, 49-year-old Samuel Colon Jr. was on his phone when another vehicle changed lanes in front of him. Colon swerved and the rig hit a barrier wall, overturning and fell onto the highway. You see the pictures here of how damaging it was. He was seriously injured in the crash. Troopers gave him a ticket, and after video showed him using his cell phone, they say he was steering with one hand and tapping on his phone with the other. And it's birthday celebrations all around today for one of our country's most iconic parks. Today, the Grand Canyon celebrates 109 years as a national monument. The canyon was first given Forest Reserve status in the 1890s, and on January 11, 1908, President Teddy Roosevelt declared the land a national monument, but the canyon didn't officially become a national park until 1919. Today, it's one of the most visited parks in the country, welcoming about 5 million visitors a year. Back in 1980 on this day, my littlest brother Sean was born. Now, let's head back over to the kitchen and see how lunch is going with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher.
So look at this, the red onions totally melted down with their stalks. of the Swiss chard, that nice bright red color. Now let's take those toasted pine nuts and sprinkle those in. And then we're going to start to add the leaf part of this Swiss chard. Now you can do this with something like kale as well. I think it's a prettier salad when you use the Swiss chard, and I don't like to overdo kale at home because, you know, I put it in my smoothies and I make a kale Caesar, so it's just nice to shake this up. If you wanted to put some protein with it, a nice piece of grilled salmon or even poached eggs on top would be just delicious. So we're going to wilt down the Swiss chard. We're going to add some crushed red pepper, and besides the hit of lemon juice, we're going to add a little bit more. We're going to add some zest of lemon as this cooks down, again for a little bit of added flavor. And then as it starts to wilt down a little bit more, we get ready for that delicious Parmesan Reggiano. That's going to give it that really nice bite. For me, this is a great recipe when I want to just have one night off. It be, you know, a vegetarian dish. I think this is really the perfect one. But as I mentioned, even a roasted pork loin would be just perfect with this dish. Now remember, even when we're done cooking it, the greens are going to wilt a little bit more as we're going to plate. So we want to make sure that we don't overcook it, but you really got to work that bottom there where those delicious fruits are and the base of the dish. So there, we've mixed that in well. Now it's time for the cheese. And we want to do the cheese right at the end. We really don't want the cheese to cook, but we just want to get it tossed in there, pull it off the burner, and then let's add some fresh chopped parsley. You could certainly use cilantro. Now, cilantro is another ingredient that's an anti-inflammatory. So I personally love cilantro, but it's something that you can often switch out instead of parsley. So look at this. Oh, this is just delish, and I'm going to put it right here on the plate. And for me, I'm going to call this one healthy, tasteful lunch. We've got the crunch of the pine nuts. We have the sweetness, but not too sweet, of the berries. And then we have a little bite from the red onions, little acid. You could use a splash of red wine vinegar if you wanted to, but just like this is going to be really awesome. I can't wait to give everybody a taste, so stay with me. I'll be coming back and I'll tell you where you can find the recipe and so much more in just a few minutes.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
We are watching some beautiful weather across the region evolve over the next several days. Warm as well. If you're a warm weather lover, it's going to be perfect for you. 74 degrees, our current air temperature. Dew point is risen up to 54 now. That makes it feel still comfortable, but certainly decidedly more humid than 2 days ago. We're watching this east wind continuing to draw in moisture from the Atlantic. A few fair weather clouds slung back in this direction. A series of low pressure areas move across the northern tier, but the flow across the United States is pretty much west to east without much of a southern push. So we don't expect any cold air to be pushed our way. Nothing in the way of any kind of cold fronts coming right straight through the weekend. The high-pressure ridge that is responsible for our fair conditions continues on, bringing us that easterly wind flow today, making it even warmer today than it was yesterday, and with only fair weather clouds around and rising humidity. If you take a look at the radar, you can see a few scattered showers building with that easterly flow on the other coast and moving into inland areas. We might see a few scattered showers over the next several days build in Hardee and DeSoto counties, but I don't expect to see much near the coast. The air is kind of dry for that, and as we see showers perhaps make their way into easternmost Hardee and DeSoto, they'll tend to just dampen out and fall apart as they move closer and closer to the coast. So we should stay dry. The forecast calls for some pretty nice conditions with a northeast wind relatively light for the next couple of hours, coming in at about 5 and then picking up in speed as we head into the evening hours and the overnight hours. We'll look for 2-foot seas, a light chop on bay and inland waters, and a water temperature now at 64. Forecast calls for a 1:20 high tide, a low tide at 5:10, and another high tide at 10:50. Over the course of the week ahead should be pretty nice. We'll look for daytime highs that top out near the 80-degree mark. Increasing humidity, that is true, and as we head in toward Friday, I think our dew point values will probably be in the 60s. That's still comfortable, and most people would think so. By the time you get into dew points in the 70s, it feels kind of summer-like. And not much of a chance of rainfall right straight through the extended range forecast. Don?
Thank you, John. Now let's head back to the kitchen and wrap it up with lunch with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher.
Welcome back. So we have this delicious red Swiss chard salad. I have the pecorino parmesan tossed into it. We use the stems. We use the whole green, which is really important in cooking. Sauteed red onions, pine nuts, some parsley or cilantro, and it brings it all together with my new find. Instead of golden raisins, this is going to be a lot healthier for you. And I found this over at the Fresh Market. They're golden berries, and they're called Andean superfruits. So again, not as sweet, a great salad to have if you're a diabetic or an epileptic and you're looking to cut down on your sugars. This is a really good one. If you want to find this recipe, so much more, log on to mysuncoast.com, click on that dining button, and you're going to get to see the recipe videos. Log in and see the restaurant partners that we're involved with, and soon you'll get to find out how you can win a dining gift certificate. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Judy. Now, it turns out the producer of the Golden Globe-winning movie Moonlight has local ties. Adele Romansky is a graduate of Venice High School. She's also a graduate of Florida State University. Moonlight won the Best Motion Picture Golden Globe of 2017.
Hi there, Idris Elba here, and I'd like you to be my Valentine. That's right, love.
Well, you've heard of him, right? Actor Idris Elba wants you to be his Valentine. The British actor offering a date with one person in exchange for a donation to We Can Lead. It's an initiative founded by a CNN anchor to give girls in West Africa access to education. If you win the date, the actor promises wine, a dessert of your choice, and some fufu, which is a West African treat. Actually, one of my best friends' nickname is Fufu, and he was a 275-pound athletic catcher in high school. But Idris Elba, he's, yes,
that's pretty impressive that he would do that. That's kind of nice.
See, he's giving
Making
back.
some money. That's right. Valentine's Day right around the corner, right?
Oh, already a month away,
Yes,
just
sir.
about a month
Oh,
away.
You said that with dread, Donnie.
Well, I'm not big on things that are set up. I think you should be romantic every day, John. And I know you. Valentine's Day is every day for you and Linda.
Well,
that's why she married you.
I will definitely bring roses, though.
No fool. Yeah. Every day is Valentine's Day, but you better come. Come back and eat on Valentine's Day. All right, everybody. More news. The View coming up at 4, and more news at 5 and 6.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC7.